Hello, everyone. How are you? I am Violet, your Tai Chi examiner, and today I am so pleased and honored to have um, Professor Parco Sui. I hope I could pronounce your last name correctly. No, actually, it should be Siu. Yeah, it should be Siu,
Yes.
Siu. Yes, and you can see, uh, Dr. Xu has a very interesting background on the screen, and that's Hong Kong University. That's the best university in Asia, and definitely ranked number one in Hong Kong. And uh, Dr. Xu, and he is a professor there, even though he's very young, as you can tell. He's a full professor. And then also, he is the head of the kinesiology, right? And at a university, and you have done a lot of research about how to use different modalities and to make people healthy. And for my little research, and I found you is the most cited. Um, your paper was most cited at top 1%, right, in the past several years. So congratulations for your accomplishment. And I'm so happy you're here and today. So I know you're very busy, and yeah, right now it's your daytime there, and I'm pretty sure your students and the people in your research center, they want to talk to you. They have questions for you, right? But you're spending time with us because we are going to talk a very important topic, and that's about insomnia. Actually, a lot of people calling it is a global crisis, a sleeping crisis, because when you look at the data, it shows not just United States, all over, and the percentage of insomnia, it just doubled in the last 10 years. And then now even more so. So it's and then many of the demographic groups are heavily impacted. And one of the things is the middle age and senior and group and are really impacted by that. So and welcome and to come to our talk and today we want to discuss the outstanding study you have done and which was published in the BMJ for our audience benefit. BMJ stands for British Medical Journal, and it is one of the top 5 medical journals in the world. So this is great, and it was published like a couple of months, several months ago, right? And I was trying to get in touch with you and have you come up here and talk about this study. So, the the title of this study is a little bit long. It's called Tai Chi or Cognitive Behavior Therapy for Treating Insomnia in Middle Age and Older Adults, randomized non-inferiority trial. And so this is great. It's a randomized and a control trial. So that's the gold standard. And people down in the scientific research. So Dr. Yu, and can you explain why do you pick this topic?
Yeah, sure. Hello, Violet, and hello from Hong Kong, China. And actually, I picked this topic is because chronic insomnia is a big issue, as you have just said, particularly in the middle and the older adult population group. A lot of them they suffer a lot from chronic insomnia. But the problem now, of course, they should go for the clinical treatment follow up. But usually, if they go for the pharmacological treatment, the side effect is always an issue for them. But for the non-pharmacological treatment, let's say the CBTI, the situation in Hong Kong, usually it means expensive or it takes a long queue, long waiting time for them to get the treatment. But in the literature, I think we are aware there have been some preliminary findings suggesting that exercise, particularly the Tai Chi, may help us to sleep better. But the evidence there is pretty preliminary. So that's why we decided to design such a vigorous non-inferiority randomized control trial to examine the Tai Chi and the non-pharmacological clinical treatment, the first line treatment, which is a CBTI, to see whether the Tai Chi intervention can be non-inferior to this first line treatment. That's make us the rationale why we want to compare them, because if it works, that can offer another evidence-based option for the people who are waiting for their, CBTI treatment to try practicing the Tai Chi in order to help them to sleep better. So that's the reason why we conduct such a study.
Thank you so much, Professor Xiao, and told us about the reason for that. And you mentioned the CBTI, and it means cognitive behavior therapy for insomnia, right?
Yep.
And actually, I think in the state, even though it is there, but still majority of people don't understand that. And then even though people may understand, and a lot of insurance company will not pay for people to get that kind of treatment. And since it's also new to people in the US and probably other part of the world as well. So would you mind just give us just like a overall, how should I say, summary about what exactly they do, and how they later on, then we can talk about the results from your study. Okay.
Yeah, sure. We can
Thank
talk
you.
a little bit about the CBTI, but although it would be better to be explained by the sleep specialist, say psychiatrist or clinical psychologist, but I can give you a little bit background. I think the CBTI, as you said, compared to the sleep drugs, is relatively not as common. I think part of the reason is because the trained specialists who can deliver the CBTI is not too much, to be honest. It's not meeting the demand first, but I can tell you, according to what we see and also what the literature report, CBTI is actually the first line non-pharmacological treatment modality for chronic insomnia. It's very effective. And the reason why is because CBTI is going to work on the, correcting an individual's, as the name implies, correcting the cognitive component, the knowledge about sleep, as well as the behavioral correction to an individual. A lot of time, the people could not sleep well, or they could actually improve their sleep by improving their sleep hygiene behavior related to sleep. For example, I can give you a very simple example. For example, the coffee, the consumption, a lot of people, they may not know about the timing of their coffee consumption, as well as the amount of the coffee consumption can directly affecting their sleep. That could be related to your behavior. Other than that, could be how you relate your bed to sleep. Some of the individual, they even spend a lot of long time to work on their laptop computer, their mobile phone on the bed, but not sleeping. But that's not correct, because you have to relay your bed to sleep. That's again another example how you can simply fix your behavior by using CBTI in order to improve your sleep. But anyway, I will agree. The usage of the CBTI for treating the chronic insomnia compared to the sleep drugs is not that common. As I mentioned it before, it could be because of the amount of the trained specialist. It could be also because of the time that you need to spend on CBTI. You usually spend a longer time, of course, compared to taking a sleep pill.
Yes.
I think that could be the reason. But let me re-emphasize, CBTI is very effective in treating the insomnia.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, and I understand, and including my family, a lot of people, they take the devices into bed. And of course, the medical field industry, they say bedroom is for sex and sleep, should not be for anything else. But nowadays, people do work or entertaining and too much, and so affect their sleep. So that's why because CBTI is so effective as it's a non-pharmaceutical solution. So I guess that's why you choose it to do the research and then see how Tai Chi Chuan compare with CBTI, right? And so can you tell us a little bit more about how the study was designed? And I know this is a pretty good size study, because a lot of time, the study, they have less than 100 participants. But for your study, and then you have 200 people, right? And so why don't you take over and speak a little bit about how you guys designed it, so people can understand exactly, how you generated the excellent results.
Sure, again, as I mentioned, there have been some preliminary findings in the literature from smaller scale study demonstrate that the beneficial effects of exercise and Tai Chi Chuan on improving sleep. But to my point of view, I think we need to have something a lot more vigorous in terms of the scientific evidence. That's why we come up with the well power in terms of the sample size. It has to be big enough in order to allow us to have the adequate statistical power when we analyze the data. Other than that, in terms of the design, we want to make sure everything they are following the clinical trial guideline in order to be the most vigorous and well controlled, because we want to see whatever we observe from the study finding, they are not much biased by the other factors. So we control everything basically in this study. So what we did is to recruit a group of the middle age, older adult with aged about 50, male and female, who were suffered from the chronic insomnia. According to the definition from the so-called DSM-5, there's a guideline defined chronic insomnia. So we recruit them, we randomize them, and randomly allocate them into two groups. One group is receiving the CBTI, the intervention, for 12 weeks, almost 3 months. Another group, we randomize them to receive the Tai Chi, the intervention. Again, same time, same frequency, and same volume.
So
Delivered by
they meet twice each week, right? Each time is
twice
an
a week.
hour.
Yeah, 1 hour per section, 2 sections per week, and for 12 weeks. Total, the 24 sections for Tai Chi, the intervention, as well as for CBTI, the intervention. CBTI intervention was delivered by the clinical psychologist who are trained to deliver the CBTI. So everything, they are well controlled, including the contact time and the delivery, the mode. The rationale of this study is a non-inferiority trial, because we don't think Tai Chi intervention can perform better than the first line, the clinical treatment. But at least if we can demonstrate Tai Chi perform non-inferior to the first line clinical treatment, that's already a good news.
So
because
you're saying it's just as good, right?
well,
When you
I
say
should
that,
say non-inferior. That means not poor than the first line treatment.
okay,
That's already
that's
good enough because you can use the wording of comparable, but to be more specific and accurate, is non-inferior,
okay.
not poorer than the clinical treatment.
Okay, understand.
So
And
that's the
so,
rationale. Yeah.
mhm.
So we define everything. We define the non-inferior, the boundary, in order to be a stringent comparison. We don't want a study to be too loose or lenient. We want a study to be the most stringent. So that's why even for the boundary, the non-inferior boundary, we set it up as the pretty stringent comparison. So it turns out at the end, of course, the outcome will be related to the sleep, which is so-called the insomnia severe index, which is measurable the sleep quantity. So with that, we compare the two groups. After the 3 months intervention, we do see Tai Chi Chuan improve the sleep index, but not as much as the CBTI. And according to our definition, still inferior. That means Tai Chi is still inferior compared to the CBTI. But we keep on monitoring them for another 1 year. That's the interesting. The finding is actually happened after the 1 year follow-up, which demonstrate Tai Chi Chuan become the non-inferior to CBTI after a year of time. So the study suggested that after a year of follow-up, total 15 months of the follow-up period, Tai Chi Chuan become non-inferior compared to the first-line treatment, which is the CBTI treatment. So that's the key finding that we observed.
Wonderful. And do you have any explanation why the 3 months is not as good, and but the year later or 15 months is non-inferior, and any
So
explanation for that?
yeah, I can provide some the possible explanation. The 3 months observation, let me emphasize again. We also see improvement from Tai Chi intervention, but the magnitude is not as much as CBTI. But I think certainly somehow it also makes sense. That's why CBTI is considered as the clinical treatment, the first line, the non-pharmacological treatment for insomnia. Uh, Probably is because of the time may not be long enough for you to see the very big improvement that can be comparable to the CBTI. But anyway, during the 12 months follow-up, we observed that the improving trend for Tai Chi intervention group actually keep improving. We also
Yes.
examined the reason behind. Part of the reason is because most of the participants, they keep on practicing Tai Chi. We asked them and they respond, they keep doing that. Although the volume is not as much as during the first 12 weeks during the intervention. We also look at the CBTI group. We asked them whether they keep practicing CBTI. They also mentioned they keep doing that. But you have to look at the nature of CBTI. CBTI intervention is to correct their cognitive mind, knowledge, and also correct their behavior. And once their behavior being corrected, they just keep doing whatever they have corrected. So we do observe a little bit rebounds for the sleep index during the 12 months follow-up compared to the keep sustainable improvement from the Tai Chi intervention. And at the end of the 12 months follow-up, I think that's the reason why you see them become non-inferior.
I see. Well, you might know I am a Tai Chi practitioner myself, and I also have taught a lot of people, and I probably have taught a few thousand people, and in my career. And you use the Tai Chi 24, the young starter Tai Chi 24, right? And as an instructor and with years of experience teaching, I have to say, even though it's considered the young Tai Chi 24 or Tai Chi 24 is considered like simplified, at least it's shortened, but actually it's not that easy to learn. So it's quite incredible, and your instructors are very good, and they can teach these participants to learn that in 24 sessions. That's very, very good. And however, a lot of times when people first learn the form, they're not that good at that. They're not. They're still nervous actually, because they try to think about, oh, what's the next movement and so forth. So my humble opinion is, once they are keep doing it a year later, and then they get good at it. So maybe that's one reason. I don't know, but like I say, it's just my guess and my humble opinion.
Yeah.
So,
I will agree with your point of view that even in our study setting, we pay a lot of attention to standardize and manualize our Tai Chi Chuan intervention. And I would say the Tai Chi master or the Tai Chi instructor actually play a very important role. I won't say they become the experts after our intervention. It's just 12 weeks, 2 sections per week. But at least during this time, they really we ask them whether they feel like they are doing the mind workout during the Tai Chi practicing, because we emphasize this is a mind body exercise, not body exercise only. So they need to keep engaging their brain while they are practicing their Tai Chi. So to me, I think the 24 style Yang the style Tai Chi is we picked that because it's the most commonly studied in the literature. So that's why we want to do it with the gentle Tai style of the Tai Chi Chuan. But I will say the Tai Chi instructor actually is very important in engaging the participant to really get into the practice of the Tai Chi.
excellent. That's very, very good. And again, congratulations. Get the study done and then publish, and so more people can know about it. And so you, how should I say? Uh, we had a little bit of discussion prior to the recording, and I was saying, a lot of young people, and now, they are suffering from insomnia. And yes, a lot is because of lifestyle, is also because the pressure, the society, and so forth. So it is a problem. And I do understand, and your study is focusing on the older adults. And and I know that being scientists, and a lot of times you guys probably are more conservative. You don't want to project or guess, right? But in your mind overall, do you think for school children, adolescents, if they practice Tai Chi Chuan, can help them with insomnia?
Well, again, this is a hypothetical question. I can share with you what I think, but I'm still not having the solid scientific evidence to support my claim. So let me share with you how I think. If the elder, well, you are actually correct, because nowadays in the modern world, the adolescent young population group, they are also spending less time on sleep, which is a problem, to be honest. I will look at the issue from the different aspects. First, from the point of view of exercise, whether they are getting enough physical activity, that is important, because if you look at sleep hygiene, regular appropriate exercise actually can help us sleep better. So whether the adolescent population group, they have the enough exercise or physical activity, at least up to the amount recommended by the World Health Organization, that has to pay some attention. So whether it's going to be the conventional exercise, walking, running, cycling, swimming, or Tai Chi Chuan, is really the modality issue. So yeah, if they can do like walking, running, of course they do it. But if they can also go for Tai Chi Chuan, that will actually help them. According to what we demonstrate in this study in the middle age and older adult, clearly Tai Chi Chuan can have a very favorable effect on improving our sleep. Whether it's going to work in the adolescent population, of course, we need more evidence to clearly demonstrate that. But according to what we see in the middle age and older adult, why not to do it? The only issue is the nature of Tai Chi Chuan. We position Tai Chi Chuan in the middle age, older adult is because of the nature, the movement, the gentle nature, and the smooth, slow movement of Tai Chi Chuan, which usually make the older adult feel very comfortable in adapting that as their regular exercise routine. Whether it's going to be applicable to the adolescent, younger children, we have to test actually, because sometimes they may have different preference. They may want something more, the vigorous. But anyway, from my understanding, Tai Chi Chuan can be actually practiced also by the younger population. Say it's actually pretty well promoted to the school children in the mainland China. I know. So it's always because of the promotion. I think position that as one of the martial art exercise, that could be another angle that we can promote it in the younger children. At the same time, can improve their sleep. It can also improve their general health, physical health, and the mental health, according to the preliminary finding from the literature. So why not? I would say.
Wonderful. Yeah. And thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, I know quite a few instructors around the world. They're teaching the younger generation. And guess what? I have this. This is a virtual reality, and somebody developed a software. And so I think the young people will want to do the Tai Chi more. But
Yeah, for
anyway,
sure. I think you're mentioning a very important trend, which is the technology. As
mhm.
long as we can incorporate technology, things can become more, funny and more enjoyable. So I think particularly when you are talking about young the population, they are always looking for something, the enjoyable.
So, well, very, very good. And I know you're very busy. And what are the new projects you're working on? And anything else is related to Tai Chi Chuan or not necessary?
Yeah, I can share a little bit more. My research group actually interests in the effect of exercise, how we exercise can promote our health better. Tai Chi Chuan, of course, is one of the exercise modality that we are also studying. Some ongoing study, I think in the coming the 2 years of time, I'll be able to share more. We are actually interested in the brain health. Other than sleep, that we are also interested in the cognitive health, say mild cognitive impairment and dementia, as well as the mood disorder, including the depression. So we are actually conducting the larger trial. Want to demonstrate the beneficial effect of Tai Chi Chuan on this kind of brain health issue. So probably in the coming the 1 to 2 more years, hopefully I will be able to share more with you.
Well, thank you so much. And I know you always produce quality research, and I think the impact can be globally. And thank you so much for what you do, and definitely I will follow you and then see what you're doing. And thank you so much and for coming today and to speak to us about this very important study. Thank
No
you.
problem. My pleasure. Hope it helps.
Definitely.